You want to know what I'm finding it hard to understand in 2025? Like, I'm headed towards 40. And the more I try to date, I'm just finding that people are so fucking lazy at it. Like, does anyone know how to apply pressure anymore and continue to stay consistent in that pressure? Like, I'm a Capricorn, so there is no mediocre about me. Like, you're gonna get everything I got in me 100% being authentic from jump. But I just don't understand why we are still love bombing, why we are still breadcrumbing, why we are still gaslighting, why we're still lying in 2025. I don't know. If you want me, you better come hard, baby. You better come hard. Because I am not the average woman. And maybe that's y'all's problem. Y'all used to dating average women, insecure women, women that will put you on a pedestal over their own self, women that are okay with being treated however the fuck you want to treat them. But baby, I ain't the one. So if you ain't coming with it, don't fucking look my way.
Hey, welcome to Let's Glow with Nini. I'm Nini, and let's get straight into this video.
Is anyone else just like crazy scared of dating? Like, I want a relationship. I want to date someone in theory. But then when I think of like trusting a human or like showing emotions, I want to vomit violently.
I feel bad for the current state of affairs when it comes to dating because there is so much fear in it. There's so much fear before you even get in a relationship, people are already fearful of how it's going to fail or how bad it's going to be. Like, how bad is this failure going to be this time? Or, you know what, I don't really have the capacity in my heart to fail again.
True.
So you already kind of set yourself up for, maybe it's safer if I just don't get in a relationship.
I'm scared to date. I'm scared of love. I'm scared of men. I'm scared of anything to do with being vulnerable. I feel like whenever you are vulnerable with people, they see your weakness and they violate. There's not really much more to it. Well, that's my view on it anyway. I just feel like in our generation, well, in my generation, finding genuine love is like finding a needle in a haystack. I just don't see it happening for myself anyway. Like, not again. It's tired, man. I feel like a lot of men they want the pretty girl because she's pretty, she's arm candy, she's a trophy, she looks good. But other than that, it's like, yeah.
Y'all already know that I really want to be in love and I want a relationship and all of that. But like recently I've been scared like it's gonna miss me. And the reason why is because it's just like I feel like I've went so hard to become the person that can accept the love and become love myself that I feel like all I've been meeting is people that don't do the work or haven't done the work. And I feel like when you've done the work and you're doing the work on yourself, you attract those people because they can like sense your light. And I'm just waiting to find genuine connection that is reciprocal and that I'm excited for and that's healthy for once. Like, I don't want to be in no toxic shit anymore. To be honest, like I was toxic for a minute, and you know, it just is not where I want to be. And I just want to be able to accept that love and recognize it when it comes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so tired of just having like meaningless relationships and meaningless connections. Like, I want something to last. I want something to make me want to like be excited to come home, make me want to like plan more dates, make me want to like become the best version of myself. You know, obviously for myself, but for my partner. Like, I miss the feeling of being in love. Like, I miss being excited to see my person. I miss like wanting to get ready to go out on dates. I miss like all of that shit. So hopefully it happens.
Nobody tells you how hard it is to literally have your own schedule. As soon as you start talking to a man, that schedule is all tore up. And usually when I tell y'all I'm sick of my own shit, everybody keep telling me that, oh, you need to get out, you need to date. Do y'all understand how much anxiety dating puts me through? The knowing that my schedule is going to be so thrown off because now I have to answer my phone, text somebody back, and be scared somebody's going to FaceTime me. And I'm only scared because I like showing up at my house unannounced. It's like, half the time this wig do not be on. Half the time I look a mess. What do you want with me? What do you want with me? And it's just like, I keep saying, I want to find my husband. I want to settle down. I want to, find my happily ever after. But it's just like, you got to go through all these stages to get to that. Like, I just want to skip to the good part. Like, am I delusional? I got to be delusional because really trying to get to know somebody else for us to really go back strangers is like quite annoying. Like, quite annoying. I've had enough of it. I've literally had enough of it. But at the same time, I'm trying, Laura. I'm trying, but nobody tells you how hard it is to literally have your own schedule. And as soon as you start talking to a man, that schedule is all tore up. Your life just don't feel right. It just don't feel on track. It don't feel on track. The having to answer your phone, the having to text and let the person know why you didn't respond right away because I'm out busy. I feel like I got a man and I don't have a man. I don't have a man. Why am I saying, oh, my bad, I ain't ignoring you. I was girl. And I overanalyze everything now. But men stop texting me at like 6 p.m. I'm like, oh, he got a girlfriend. Because why are you stop talking? You got to talk to the like PTSD is so real. And in dating, you're trying your hardest and you realize I can't do this shit for real. I can't do this shit for real. Like, I don't even know what it is. Like, I feel like, do you even have it in you? You want to find your person, but you got to be somebody's person too. Like, you really have to like be intentional and check on people and call first sometimes and text first sometimes. Anyway. It gives me so much anxiety. And bad enough we're going through retrograde right now. Bad enough my energy is already off. I really feel like it makes my nervous system so out of whack. It makes me want to just say, forget it. Like, but I gotta keep pushing through. But, ooh, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. I really feel like at this point I have to be saved for myself because the anxiety is because of me. It ain't because of them. They don't be pressuring me to do nothing I don't want to do. I just don't want to do nothing. Judge me.
I'm afraid of being hurt, so these are the ways that I self-sabotage. I overanalyze and I second-guess my feelings. I set up emotional walls to prevent other people from getting in. I'm hypervigilant, so I'm hyper-aware and I'm constantly analyzing everyone's behaviors, their intentions, their motives, even if they're pure. I set unrealistic expectations and I create this laundry list of qualities and characteristics that I feel as though my potential partner or dating potentials should meet. And I do all of this to protect myself from possible disappointment. But then when they can't meet those standards and those unrealistic expectations, I just reinforce the same belief that I'm going to be disappointed and I'm going to be hurt. Puts me in a vicious cycle. I also don't let people in because my fear of being hurt is directly tied to my fear of vulnerability. And so to avoid possible rejection or possible abandonment, I don't let my guards down.
Let's talk about being scared to get out and date. Sister, I totally appreciate this. And I honestly feel like that many people feel the exact same way. I feel the exact same way. I got married 10 years ago. My ex-husband was unfaithful pretty early on, and I was divorced within a year of marrying him. I know it's crazy, but yeah. And so I had to spend time dealing with the traumatic experience of the divorce and then, all the things. So now that I'm getting back out here, it is very scary, right? It is like, you don't know what you're going to experience. You feel like you don't know what you're doing. We've seen a lot of like war stories on the internet and on Netflix, like Tinder Swindler, like all the things. And we don't want to deal with that. We want to meet good, kind, quality, honest people. And it's scary because we don't really know what we're going to experience. But here is how I kind of look at things. I would rather do something that feels hard and scary than be at home wishing that I can meet a really nice guy. Now, don't get it twisted. Every time I go out, including right now, I'm getting ready to go out, I'm like, I feel nervous. I feel like, what if people don't like me? I think about all these different scenarios or whatever. But the other scenario I have to think about is I'm amazing. And whomever meets me is going to be glad that they met me. I also look at men like I've been doing all this speed dating. And as I've been meeting all these guys, I've been like, oh, he's a nice guy. He's not quite the guy I would want to date, but I would love to be friends with him. And when I've been seeing some of these guys over and over again, I've been saying, look, we don't match. Let's be like BFFs. You be my wingman, I'll be your wingwoman. And every time I tell them, they relax and then we just connect more. And for me, what that does is that lets me like make the stakes lower, that like every time I go out, it's not like, is he the one? Is he the one? I'm like, I am the one. And I'm talking to people. If they reject me, I'm like, and then I just kind of move along with it. But I just remind myself that what I want is on the other side of fear. So is it actually what you want is on the other side of fear? And I encourage you to be safe. Let people know what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it. If you're going to go on a date, send your location to everybody that you know, all the things, and just take risk, because the only way to get what it is that we want is we have to take risks. We got to go outside and we got to meet people.
Many of you all are just afraid. Many of you all believe that whatever you believe about yourself, someone else believes about you. Many of you all are afraid to be hurt again. Many of you all are afraid of rejection. You feel like people are not going to accept you. You feel like that if you show up as who you are authentically, that people are going to turn you down, and you truly have social anxiety. It's not introversion. So y'all have to stop making that excuse. I hear, and trust me, I work with hundreds of women a week. I work with many men as well, and I can tell y'all that is something that people hide behind. If you want to have a relationship, if you want to be married, if you want to date, stop hiding behind your fears. You are paralyzing yourself, and most of those fears are adopted. They're either adopted from somebody that you witnessed it with, they're either adopted, or maybe you have gone through some type of childhood adverse events. Maybe you have gone through trauma. But if fear keeps you handicapped, how do you think that you're going to grow and get what it is that you actually desire?
I haven't ever been more scared of love than I am right now. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the landscape of where everything is, and, people trying to beat each other to the punch of, like, not being embarrassed and, wanting to get their lick back before, like, they even know if a lick has been got. You know what I'm saying? People aren't considerate. People aren't understanding. People aren't able or willing to do the work that comes with actually having a long-lasting relationship. Because people think that it's supposed to be all fairy tales and rainbows when it's not. Like, you are literally trying to join your life with another. You know what I'm saying? Y'all may come from two completely different backgrounds, two completely different ways of life, two completely different ways of thinking. And y'all have to find common ground. A lot of people don't have good problem resolution skills. A lot of people don't know how to talk through things. And when I say a lot of people, I was a part of that too, until I actually started doing the work when that came with, like, my flaws and the things that, like, I didn't like about myself. And it was revealed through a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because relationships are always going to be your biggest mirror. It's always going to show you right where you are in any given moment. Because you're going to be tested in those relationships. You're going to be tried. But, you know what I'm saying, how do you deal with it? How do you navigate it? Like, do you have the composure? Do you have the poise? Do you have the understanding? Do you have the patience? Because you need all of those things in order to be able to cultivate a quality, long-lasting relationship. Because nobody is perfect. Not you, not me, not anybody. So everybody's going to come with their own fair share of, like, difficulty, problems. And a lot of people want to run away from those things. No, you're supposed to lean into them. You're supposed to embrace it. Especially if you feel that person is worth it. But a lot of us are out here damaged. Don't know how to do it. Don't care to do it. Because they feel like every time they turn around, there's somebody else out there that's better. And then once you realize it's not, that's when shit gets sour.
Am I the only single parent that feels like I can't date? Like, I don't feel comfortable dating. Look, I'm going to be very transparent right now. I don't feel comfortable dating because 95% of the guys that want to date me, they want to date me. I have 3 kids, right? 3. I have 2 boys, 19, which are the young men, 19, 16, and I have a 9-year-old little girl. And the way I look at it when it comes to me dating is I don't date for my pleasure. I date for the longevity of my family. So I don't really know if that's okay to look at it in in the future. versus, oh, just enjoy this time. No, I don't want to just enjoy this time. Like, I'm not a enjoy this time. I'm not a temporary type of person. So therefore, any man that I bring into my kid's life, they would have to be able to lead, guide not only me, but I have kids. So therefore, if you can't lead me, a big Doug, how I'm gonna get y'all to lead my kids? You get what I'm saying? Oversee over my daughter. Like, that's why I don't date. That's why y'all don't hear me walking around here talking about, oh, I got a boyfriend. That's why y'all don't see me with no boyfriend. That's why I've been single for 7 years. I take it very seriously. A commitment is very serious to me. Like, it's not a title. It's not for fun. That's not nothing I play with. I don't play with any relationship, including me. So I'm really not going to play with one that's going to have to include my kids, because I'm a package deal. I'm a package deal, baby.
I want to be real with you guys for a second. I had a really hard Sunday. My last breakup was over 2 years ago, and it was a situationship, so some people might not even consider that a breakup, but it was the most serious relationship that I'd ever been in, and I'm still single. And I'm struggling not only with dating, I think we all are, but also like with this deep-rooted fear of like not being good enough for someone to love. And I think what people don't realize about situationships, unless you've been in one, is that that's what they do to you. So when we finally ended things, started seeing someone else, we go no contact, and he starts dating her, full-blown relationship, and of course that messes with you. Honestly, even worse than the situationship did, because not only did he put me through the ringer and I felt not good enough, unlovable, but then I see him so easily giving it to someone else. I wanted to share this part with you because, like, even though it is kind of pathetic that it's been 2 years of me complaining about the same relationship, I think it's also really realistic. You don't heal in the blink of an eye. You don't get your happily ever after in 300 pages sometimes. Like, hope is not lost. I'm still dating and I'm still meeting great people, and when I feel comfortable enough in a relationship to share that with you, I totally will. But I just wanted you to know, if you're in a similar situation to me, you're not alone. It's okay if you are where I am, because not the only one. So you guys have a great Monday.
Rejection is a man's biggest fear in dating. Many men will not approach a woman and ask her out on a date because he is afraid that she will reject him. Statistics show that 48 to 59% of single men between the ages of 18 and 40 have never asked a woman out on a date in the past year because of this fear. It is important that women are aware and try to understand this fear that men have so we can help foster relational success. If a man feels as though there's a chance he won't be rejected, he would be more inclined to approach you. It would be helpful to signal to a man interest. This is where body language comes in. Having an open and warm posture, looking at him in his eyes and smiling, and then kindly looking away. I believe that a man asking a woman out is the first opportunity he has to show her that he is a leader. Women do not respect passive men. However, it is okay for you as a woman to be the first one to strike up a conversation. It shows a warm presence and an openness, which could help him feel more comfortable to ask you out. There is unfortunately a judgmental culture surrounding this topic where I will hear women say, well, men just need to grow some fill in the blank. This isn't helpful when it comes to fostering healthy relationships. We should approach this with a compassionate, understanding perspective. That energy alone will make a guy not interested in pursuing you. Now that we have access to people by the touch of a button, men no longer have had the practice of approaching a woman in person and asking her out on a date like they did before cell phones. This is also why I believe porn addictions have increased, because men have access to women on these screens without having to earn her affections. People can now pay for attention without the possibility of rejection. The fear of rejection often stems from a deep-rooted desire for social acceptance and belonging. This is a human need. Depending on the negative or adverse experiences a person dealt with can really exacerbate the level of anxiety and fear in the body. Although women giving compassion and patience is necessary for the process, men also have to do the work to overcome this fear. If you are a man who struggles deeply with feelings of rejection, it's time that you stand up and start doing something about it. It is true that not every woman you ask out will say yes, but just try. There are many women who are also afraid to look in the direction of a guy she likes. She may become bashful and appear more closed off, but really she may be really into you. Feelings of rejection are painful, but the fruit on the other end can be so tasteful if you fight past the fear. Go and ask her out.
My brothers, one of the worst traps you can fall into is that fear of missing out, of sleeping with multiple women, talking to multiple girls. And I'm talking to the guy who got access to women. I'm talking to the guy who probably don't got access to women. It don't matter. I'm talking to my brothers, you know. It's a trap, bro. It's definitely a trap. You know, that's Satan waiting for you to give into your lust, to give into your pleasure so he can begin to mold you. Because you want to know what you do whenever you go on this path of just being promiscuous and just being lustful and sleep with multiple women. You're adding to their traumas. And if God is to use you, we're supposed to be helping people. We're supposed to be out here healing people, you know, steering them towards God. When you're using people for their bodies, using them for your sexual pleasure, you steering them from God. You know, when you manipulating them, when you using them, you realize being shaped into the image of Satan, bro. I can't make this up, bro. I can't. And man, somebody who was a womanizer, bro, deep down, I just wanted to be loved, and I wanted to love purely, but it was my ego that wanted to, you know, have that power, have that high, you know. And the higher that ego was taking me, the lower it was taking me. If you get what I'm saying. When God opened my eyes and was saying, Dion, you wasn't loving them how I intended them to be loved. But now you know what love is because now you know me, you know. You know, this is your chance to make things right. Allow me to use you. You're finally becoming the man you always wanted to be. But you couldn't do it unless you knew me. And now I know God. Now I know love. I know how to love. I know how to express that love. I know how to receive that love. You know, and I wasn't doing that when I was out here, you know, just being manipulative, bro. And it was that fear of missing out. You know, you see a girl, and you just gotta have it. It's like that rush that you get. You get what I'm saying? Man, but God gives you fulfillment, bro. He gives you fulfillment. When you on that path of just, you know, that rat race, just trying to keep up, because that's all it is. It's just so much ego. You know, so your ego tell you, yeah, I gotta crack her. I gotta get her. You know, but that's you being used by an enemy, bro. You being used by Satan because he's molding you into his image now, because we're made in God's image. We're made in God's likeness. So the devil's whole mission is to recreate us in his image. You get what I'm saying? So, man, dog, you're not missing out on nothing. You know, I feel missing out on having a relationship with the Lord, man. What's more important, bro? Having a relationship with the Lord, or out here traumatizing women, out here using them for your sexual pleasure, man? Because, man, it's real out here, man. It's a spiritual world, and when God begins to open your spiritual eyes and just work in your life and start to use you, you start to see things more from his lens. So you try to be more like him. You know, you don't want to revert back to your old self. You know, and I know I'm rambling a little bit, but if I could help one guy, one fella, bro, you're not missing out on nothing. You're not missing out on nothing. It is a trap, bro. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your dad telling you, man, don't listen to that guy on TikTok. He don't know nothing. I know I'm going to hear that. Your friends, man, that guy, they going to scoff. They going to scoff, man. But I say it all the time. The truth going to sound crazy. And what? In a world full of lies.
Hey, so if you have made it to the end of this video, I truly appreciate you. Thank you. I hope you got some type of insight, and I hope this changes your heart a little bit to put in extra work so you're not afraid or that afraid to go back into the dating scene whenever you decide to do so. So, my thoughts and opinions on this topic here, being afraid to date, I get it, but at the same time, what's so wrong with being a little afraid? What's wrong with being a little afraid to go and put your trust, your all, your heart, your soul, your money, your time and energy into another person that you do not know? You do not owe people anything. So I can understand what a lot of people are saying to let go of that fear, but you need to be fearful when you're considering a lifelong relationship. We have too many examples, literally everywhere. People are getting cheated on in relationships and marriages. People are getting diseases. People are getting unalived. I think it's okay to have a little bit of fear going out there into this world of dating and dealing with another person. So I can get it. I'm a little scared. I'm a little afraid of going out there thinking I like somebody and they're masking the whole time and they're not who they say they are. They're agreeing with everything I say that I want and desire and like, just to get close to me, just to a few months down the line to switch up and go back on everything that they said and start treating me like trash. No, I think it's okay to be a little afraid because this is your life, you know? This is your livelihood. You have to live with yourself the rest of your life. And for somebody to randomly just pop up one day after you've been living for multiple years on your own by yourself, you don't have to give these people what they want. You have to give yourself what you want. So be a little cautious. Take your time getting to know people. See how they are as a friend first. And watch everything that they do. Like, how do they post on social media? What type of content do they listen to and watch and agree with? How do they treat their friends, their family? How do they talk to their friends? How do they talk to their parents? Like, just how are they? Like, you have to really take your time to get to know people. And after a long period of time of doing so, if you feel like, okay, yeah, this person can be a good fit, and you know they like you, or you're not sure and you approach them and it's a go, then still take your time, proceed with caution. I feel like people are just freely jumping into things with people based off aesthetics, based off looks. Sometimes, like, it takes a lot more than you being attractive in order for this thing to go a long time, a long way to the end goal of us being together until we die. And a lot of people aren't thinking about that. They think about the right now, oh, she fine, or he look good, or da da da. No, a lot of people are playing that game. So for the people that want longevity, I feel like you have to be very cautious because you don't want to get with somebody, lay down, have children, and then this person abandons you. You don't want to get with somebody and this person ruin your finances. You don't want to get with somebody and this person mentally, emotionally, physically abuses you. You don't want to get with somebody and you get with them and you think they're this wonderful person, and then you actually get to see them for who they really are. And it's a completely different person than you imagine. So you have to really be cautious when you start talking to people. And being friends first, I think that's very important. Because when you're friends, you see a deeper level to them outside of what just a random person can see, social media can see, family can see. Because when you are with them, you see their darker sides. But when you're in a relationship, you see even worse. And you have to make sure you choose a person that is level-headed enough and emotionally mature enough to just leave if it gets to that point. Because some people will unalive you. Look around. There's too many videos, news stories, posts going around of people getting unalived by their partners. Too many. Gay community, straight community, lesbian, trans, everywhere. People are getting unalived. And I'll be damned if I was one of those people. So I'm going to be very cautious with who I decide to give my mind, body, soul to. I'm going to have my boundaries up. I don't care how high my boundaries are and how long I stay single. I am not lowering it for anybody that cannot reach where I am on a mental, a spiritual level. I refuse to. So have a little caution. Be a little scared. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Come on now. You are just talking about your whole life. Yeah. So love, it does take, you do have to be a little fearless. You do have to go through the ropes, but I will not be fighting you. I will be fighting this world with you, not fighting against you. So thank you guys. That's my thoughts on this topic. I hope you received something from it, even if it was just a little bit.
Like this video, comment your thoughts below, engage with other people that comment. I really do enjoy those comments down here, guys. And share if you felt like this was insightful in any type of way, shape, or form. And I will catch you in the next video.